Hello, Torah community. It's Rav Natan here to share with you some words of Torah for this week's Parsha, Parsha Tazria. The main focal point of this Parsha is the halachot of tzarat. Tzarat, a affliction that happens on your body, which would tell you that you've done something wrong. Most famously, it's for Lashon Hara, although it could be other for sins as well. And there's a process to determine whether or not one has tzarat. There's a process of waiting with the tzarat until it goes down, of purifying oneself with tzarat, from tzarat. And much of that is discussed in this week's parsha, some of it in next week's parsha, Mitzorah. But I want to focus on one halacha of tzarat that does come up in this week's parsha. Rashi quotes a halacha based on the psukim that a kohen, when determining tzarat, there are certain times that he's not allowed to tell someone that they have tzarat. When is this? Well, one of the times is during Yom Tov. Everyone comes to Yerushalayim for Sukkot. Everyone comes to Yerushalayim for Pesach. Even if technically someone does have tzarat, Kohen is not allowed to tell them they have tzarat, which would start the process in motion. Has to wait until after the Yom Tov to tell them, even though they have tzarat. Similarly, a chatan or a kala, during their 7 days of Sheva Brachot, their 7 days of celebration after their wedding, a Kohen who sees that they have tzarat is not allowed to determine them, stamp them as having tzarat until afterwards. What's the idea here? Why not? So on the one hand, it's very simple. Don't want to rain on the parade. They're having a good time. It's Yom Tov, Chatan and Kala having a good time celebrating after the wedding. And the Kohen telling them they have tzarat, it's rough. It's rough. They have to go outside the camp, 7 days, purification process. Don't want to take the party and make it a sad time. But there's something deeper, which is as follows. Why does a person get tzarat? A person speaking not nicely about someone else wasn't sensitive to the needs and the world of another person. Didn't think about them, their emotional well-being, how they'll react, how they'll be perceived, and just spoke about someone. What the Torah is telling us is that the Kohen's going to do the exact opposite of what the person themselves did. The person themselves wasn't sensitive, did not think about the other person. Torah says, we're going to show you, the Kohen's going to show you that the way you should have acted is really to think about the other person. Wow, they're in their 7 days after their wedding. I'm going to be sensitive to where they're at and not determine them as having tzarat. It's Yom Tov and it's a time of family and celebration, togetherness and community. I'm going to wait. And the Torah is teaching us a valuable lesson that we have to always be thinking about others, how what we're doing will impact others, how what we say will impact others, how it'll make them feel, what it will change in their life, and to think about our own actions and words in that regard. Shabbat Shalom.